Have you noticed there's been a bit of a fan revival recently? Now, even if you're not in the mood for finding a new lover or suitor, there's something undeniably flirtatious about a fan. So what better accessory for bringing out a bit of midlife vavavoon as well as a flirtatious flutter for keeping cool in midlife and beyond. I'm Aleksandra Olenska, and I've worked as a creative director and stylist for luxury brands including Chanel, Celine and Vanessa Bruno, as well as magazines including Vogue and Harper's Bazaar. And I've been featured in international press including Forbes, Elle, The Sunday Times and The Independent. I now help directors and leaders in midlife and beyond to rebalance that work, busy lifestyle you've become accustomed to, because you know life's too short to stay in that career-driven comfort zone. I help you to redesign and restyle your life, especially at midlife with life-changing transitions such as the breakup of relationship, divorce, menopause, or turning 40 and beyond. From your home and your wardrobe to your mind and social life, I help you with your stylish next chapter to step into your best life, because I know you're ready to rock life again. Fans are the perfect accessory if you're going through the menopause and suffering from hot flashes, and also just great for anybody at midlife in the summer. You've just got to embrace the fan, basically. So fans traditionally, actually this is my favourite fan. It's got horses on it because I love horses. And I got this in China one summer. So I spent some time in Shanghai and Beijing, but predominantly in Shanghai in the former French concession, working for Chinese magazines like Harper's Bazaar and some Chinese brands and celebrities. And I picked up this fan there. Because of course in Shanghai in the summer it gets incredibly humid and hot. So you can buy fans like this on every street corner. This one's made from like a silk fabric, so the weave is quite dense so that even if it gets quite humid, it doesn't go too crinkly like paper one would, which would, absorb too much of the moisture. Love it. There's also some Chinese writing on the back. I have to confess, I've got no idea what this says. If any Chinese viewers are watching, please do let me know. Hopefully it's not some awful swear words. So this is my favourite fan. And as I get older, I find that this is such a great little accessory just to slip into my basket in the summer, my panier. It's so much more chic, don't you think, than one of those little sort of whirring plastic things, and also very environmentally friendly. So fans have recently made a bit of a revival, partly due to the Bridgerton effect. Have you seen that series? I've watched it with a bit of reluctance. I'm not really sure how I feel about it sort of playing with history, but nevertheless quite a fun series. And of course, we get to see the language of fans in full force in Bridgerton. The fact that fans can draw attention to certain areas, namely your décolletage. You can hide behind a fan and you can easily flirt with fans, whatever your age. It's perfect for bringing a little bit of vavavoom gently into your midlife and beyond. In Bridgerton, we saw, the idea of the dropping of the fan for the, who was it? It was for Prince Frederick, I think, to pick up the fan. Now, actually, traditionally, dropping the fan meant that you weren't interested, but it can also, dropping something, a handkerchief, for example, could traditionally be to catch the attention of a suitor who would then, of course, show off their gentlemanliness by picking up whatever it is that you've dropped. Do you think that still works today? Perhaps. I think there are still some wonderful chivalrous men out there. Nevertheless, we can embrace this sort of spirit of the language of the fan. So Bridgerton hints at the language of fans, and there's a load out there that you can discover about like what it meant if you tapped your fan on a certain cheek or not. To be honest with you, a lot of that was apparently made up, the language of fans and flirting, apart from the obvious sort of idea of mystery that they induce. A lot of the actual language of fans, like, tapping it here, or gosh, feel like it's one of those, tapping tools for releasing your chi. A lot of that language of fans apparently was actually promotional. It was a marketing exercise by fan makers such as Duvelroy, which was a traditional fan maker in France that has recently been revived. It was from the 1800s and was revived about 10 years ago in Paris. And now they've got stores in Paris and a base in London as well, and a collaboration with Smythson as well, the beautiful British stationery brand. So fans are becoming popular not just because of the Bridgerton effect, but also because of this brand Duvelroy. So they are reviving fans for a modern audience, both fans for around the home as a beautiful ornament, that expresses your taste, your personality, but also fans for every day. I love these ones. I'll pop the link in the description below. I love these ones they have, which are quite small and they've got like a little cord attached to them. So they feel quite contemporary, whereas this one, feels a bit more on the classical side. And at Midlife, we all want to feel a bit more sort of, I always say, elegant and relevant. And it's good to have things, like this t-shirt, things that just give us a bit of a pop, a bit of a lift, that are giving a bit of modernity to our more classic items, such as my classic little Chanel jacket here, for instance. So I'll pop that link in below. They come in pastel bonbon colours. Delicious. Of course, traditionally, fans weren't just about flirting. They were also about showing off your wealth. So fans were for usage as a hand fan, but also for ornamentation around the home. Fans later also became a historical device for painting on and sort of giving vignettes of historical facts. And so they became collector's items. Again, it was the start of sort of that wonderful consumer culture that we had for showing off one's wealth from the 1800s onwards. And there's even a whole museum devoted to fans and fan making in Paris that I've just visited called the Musée de l'Eventail in the 10th arrondissement. Well worth a visit. So a lot of that traditional language of fans, let's face it, do we really think that men, could learn a whole new vocabulary of fans, depending on where you were tapping. So it was certainly something that women would have learned, but whether men fully understood the intentionality of what the women were saying, I don't know. Either way, made for a great flirting device. So perfect, right? Keeps you cool, helps you to flirt, gives you a bit of allure, a bit of mystery. How perfect for your midlife and beyond. Et voilà. Thank you for watching. À la prochaine. Bye bye.